Hey buddy, it's Victor. It's time for another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Wednesday, Mosh Pit. I hope your midweeks are going off to a fantastic start here. We did have another video crossing 3,000 likes, almost at 400 already on the new like streak goal. People are excited about hearing Alt Path week combined with all pills taken week. And today's question of the episode also kind of goes hand in hand with that. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, here is your meme of the day. Now, I will preface this by saying I don't want to leave this on the screen too long because it is a clip and I have to be careful about copyright. But this one was sent in by Yo-Yo last on the Invictus subreddit. Tile thread was probably my favorite bit of 2025 so far. Mega Bean, Linger Bean, Mega Bean, Linger Bean. You can go watch it on Infinite Loop over on this Invictus subreddit. Again, I have to take it off the screen because I don't like showing movie clips or anything like that, although I would love to be able to do that without having to worry about copyright, yada, yada, yada. So thank you very much to Yo-Yo Last and everyone who upvoted that hilarious meme and hilarious GIF. Yeah, the one day we'll get the difference right. So speaking of Bean, C-Day is going to be November Whiskey Golf 3, November Sierra 7-0. We're starting off with good tiers, good damage, good movement speed. Is this Wait What or Butterbean? It is. Okay, it is Wait What. let's try that again without blowing ourselves up already at the start. So, but yeah, I'm going to get the question. I might as well get the question of the day out of the way right now because it's on the other screen already. This one's sent in by Percy Oseed, 5418 on the YouTube comments. This was coming in from the Hubris episode where it was very, very dangerous. Again, getting a little bit too close for comfort on that one. They said, why don't you go alt path more often? It's basically an extra floor, never mind the extra item that is in the mirror boss fight. So this is a question that I've been asked probably at least 1,000 times by now. And I'll refresh the answer just so everyone's clear because we've had a lot of new subscribers. There's no reason to go alt path at all. Period, point blank. Some people may think that it's worth it because there's, quote, an extra boss item and you have an extra floor. There's a couple reasons why I don't, though. Now, if you don't care about winning, then sure, go for it. Have fun. If you're not doing any unlocks, anything like that, there's no reason to. Just not a good enough. Let's put it this way: there's not a good enough reason for me to go. Okay, the extra item is blind that you get inside the item room. Okay, so first and foremost, if you don't take blind items like I don't, then there's no that is not a valid reason to go alt path. Okay, so the extra item. Gone. Get that out of the equation right now. Secondly, the extra boss. Yeah, there's no chance we're going to hold on to that so hard, even though we definitely should because we have the damage and movement speed to deal with that, but I'm too busy yapping away right now. So, I'll go off of what Percy said in their comment and address the reasons why someone would want to go to alt path. So first they said it's an extra floor basically. That's kind of not true. You're still doing the exact same amount of floors, except this one you have to go just alternately. Now you can, if you wanted to, you can assure that you're not going to get an XL floor on that. But if you start off going to alt path on floor 1, you don't get a second floor. So I don't know if this is figuratively speaking or what, but if you're talking about Mausoleum, you get the extra store in there. But again, that's not enough reason for me to go, is to quote get an extra floor. So that one, I'm gonna say no thank you. Never mind the extra item in the mirror boss fight. This is true. You do get an extra boss item, but you have to do it as the Lost. And depending on how good or how bad your stats are, that could be very good or very bad. And also, don't forget, it also kind of depends on what boss you draw from the boss pool down there. And the bosses are much more difficult in alt path. So, like I said, if you don't care about winning or streaking or anything like that, hey, go for it. Be my guest. It's the same thing with everything in Isaac. If you feel like doing it, do it. I'm not going to sit there and stop you and tell you, hey, don't do this, or you're not allowed to play like this. But certainly, everyone has their own play style, and this is something that I preach. This is something I talk about all the time, and will continue to do so. Alt path does not provide me with enough of a reason to go for the reward. Now, that being said, because again, some of you probably knew, you probably haven't heard this before, but I do offer solutions. I do offer solutions to my criticisms of alt path. The first being that make the blind item go away. If the blind item was not a blind item, let me rephrase this. I'm going to phrase this in a way that is better to understand my my grievances with it, okay? So instead of me just saying what I would do to change it, let's put it this way. What would alt path have to do for me in order to be attractive enough to go? First off, get rid of blind items. Get rid the second blind item that you have in the item room is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, not worth it. If you just want a blind ape, go for it. Hey, be my guest. Again, it's up to you, but that's not how I want to do it. Secondly, let's assume that was true. Let's assume that we did get rid of the blind item pedestal. Okay, what is the next thing that has to happen? Give me a reroll pedestal inside of those item rooms. If every single alt path item room had a guaranteed second item pedestal in there, and also made it to where you would get a guaranteed reroll pedestal, I'd be all over that. I mean, that is more than enough reason to go. To know that you're getting a second item pedestal that you can roll through. Okay. I am not clamoring or suggesting that we need to nerf the mobs in any way, shape, or form. We don't have enough HP to get a full tap on the sack room shuffle. Plus, we just got the stairway, so I'm gonna bomb for money now, which that gave us a grand total of 6 cents, y'all. 6 cents. I could buy the cracked key and take a stab, just a YOLO into the ultra secret room, but I'm not going to do that. We should try to find the regular secret room, which, judging by the map, there's only one place it could theoretically be anyway, and it's right here, and it is there. Okay, we got some bombs. Yeah. I'd rather keep the HP. I'll finish up my thoughts on alt path in a moment. Let's go into the stairway real quick. We get the Spirit Sword again, dude. Spirit Sword guy has been feasting lately. I mean, absolutely feasting. But we can't afford it this time around. I wouldn't buy it this time around anyway because I just don't want it. I'm hoping we get an HP upgrade here from this. Hope we get something from this. You're not just gonna waste, like, 18. There we go. Okay, mini chest is fine. Honestly, a half price soul heart's gonna be nice as well. So yeah, so finishing up my thoughts on alt path. So that alone would get me enough, would get me excited enough to go towards alt path if we had that guaranteed second item pedestal in there. Not one that you can take. I'm just saying, just a second item pedestal plus a reroll pedestal in there. That would be absolutely worth it, because then you're talking about something that's much more attractive to all characters. And leave the mirror boss the same. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be the lost in there. I'm not saying that the bosses should be nerfed. I'm not saying anything like that. So before you go put words in my mouth, I'm not saying any of that. There's only one simple change that would need to happen for me to consider alt path to be worth it, and I've just already explained it twice now. So with that being said, I'm looking forward to alt path week and all pills week combined, because those are two of the biggest things that people always ask me to do. Why don't you take more pills, and why don't you go alt path? That is the tone that everyone uses. I mean, we could take Silver Dollar right now, but it's gonna be a long time before we're gonna be in womb, so not worth it to me. We do need to find some money though, and having a oh my gosh, that just dropped a soul heart and a bomb. And we also get ourselves a black candle. Wow. Okay. I mean, hey, look, I ain't gonna complain about this at all. We need 3 more cents, and there is hopefully going to be a temperance machine in here. I'm gonna go through the secret room just because every cent counts right now. Yeah, we can actually go over those if we really needed to. This also serves, of course, twofold, because our starting item, well, not latchkey, but we got one of the starting items that we got was going to be Bloody Lust. That's going to give us a permanent damage upgrade. Well, it's floor permanent. So this is nice. We're able to get Black Candle, get rid of Curse the Maze. And for 7 cents, I mean, let's go fight the boss first. We still haven't even been in the item room yet. Yeah, that's my take on that. everyone knows my take on pills as well. Oh my gosh, dude. We have so much HP. I don't think there's a sack room on here, so I'm not going to worry about doing that. Hey, we could theoretically, I guess, take the silver dollar and hold on to it till womb. Trinkets have been kind of sparse lately. I am going to use one of our soul hearts to get out over here because there's so much money over there. Yeah, I mean, we might as well take silver dollar. It's fine. Could take child's heart as well to get the 10% chance to get a bonus heart or something at the end of a room clear. I don't think we need to do that yet. Especially if we're about to trade a bunch of our HP for... Ooh, I wish I would have had that before we saw that temperance machine. Yeah, all path week combined with all blind pills taken week is going to satisfy a lot of customers, I think. Petrified poop wouldn't be bad here as well, although this would be another run where we might get it early and then decide like, oh well, you know, it's not really worth doing. That's how I sound in my brain. Get green dookie. Green dookie. Old dookie is getting torn up here by bloody lust. He didn't have time to charge the wait, what? It's sty, and oh my goodness gracious. Wow, what a start here. Absolutely take pentagram and also take brimstone. Man, oh man. I know the super secret room's here. Dude, I know it's there. Just not hitting with the right spot of the wait, what fissure. We could go for another HP upgrade. This would heal us for 2 hearts and possibly allow us to gain even more money with Swallowed Penny and this Temperance Machine. Lover's card's fantastic. And we still have the teleport card here from the Hermit. I really wanted to min-max. I would go back and pick up Mom's Locket before picking up any of these hearts. All right, buddy, come on now. You're draining our stairway fund here, brother. Look, I don't even know what to tell you. If you don't believe this game listens to you by now or pays attention to the meme of the day, look, I can't say it enough. You either believe at this point or you don't. Same thing goes for everything, you know. You either believe or not. That's not my problem to figure out. That's up to you. Gotta buy this soul heart here. We got plenty of bombs. We might as well go for maybe a heart or 2. We don't really have the movement speed to be pushing like that. Usually there's a Tenant Rock in that secret room layout, but not this time. So yeah, we're able to get 30 cents here. We got Linger Bean, and of course we have Brimstone and Pentagram. So expect our clear speed to go way up now, and I mean way up. We should use a bomb. And also, don't forget our Joker card. I almost did it. Almost done did it. He almost done did it. Hey, you know what? Let me check. Okay, I was looking for maybe a couple more cents. Yeah, we'll take an extra Yabe. That's fine. I got the stairwell. Oh my goodness. Not stairwell, but stairway. Oh yeah, we're gonna take all of this. All of this is now mine. Now it may seem crazy. It may seem crazy, but this is the video, by the way, that we're gonna start. I'm gonna start doing this. I think this would be a fun weekly thing to do. Maybe a monthly thing, depending on how well it's received or not. But if you recall, some time ago, a few days ago, I talked about, and maybe it was more than, it was like maybe last week, I don't know. Something like that. Time is an illusion at this point. if you recall, some time ago, a few videos ago, I talked about wanting to do a video where I would instruct the mosh pit to leave as many comments as possible, try to make them as genuine as possible, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use YouTube's generative AI to answer the questions for me. I'm going to be posting them on the main account, obviously, and then I'm going to do a video reveal, which I'll probably end up doing. It'll be coupled with a live stream that I'll do, and I'll make sure there's no copyright stuff, and leave the VOD up for everyone to watch who couldn't see it live. And then what I'll do is I'll read the reactions or try to see how accurate the replies are. So again, this was an idea that was kind of inspired by one of the YouTubers I follow. His name is Drew Gooden, and I think it would be a very fun idea for a video. I don't know about an entire series, but it would be kind of funny to do for once per week or once per month, I mean, where we go back and we read we read those responses, because supposedly it's not active for all YouTube channels, and I've seen my options have popped up on my channel allowing me to just do an autocomplete. If you don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, really fast, YouTube now has a system in place where the creators can quickly go through comments and reply to comments using generative AI, which who knows how they've trained it, who knows how they've, where they come up with all this crap. But from Drew's video, it's hilariously inaccurate to the point of being comedy. So I think it would be funny to do, just a silly one-off video. But if it's popular, we might do something a little bit more extended with it. This is that video. I would like people to start leaving those comments. I'll talk about more in a second. So leave the comments. Try to keep them as, oh man, I didn't realize we were out of money. We still actually could get the Halo here with Swallow Penny. I'm willing. I mean, this is absolutely worth nuking all of our soul hearts for, so I'm gonna do this. Swallow Penny, that's good. No idea how much money this is now. I probably should have been counting. 12, 13, 14, and 15, baby. There we go. Give me that Halo. Now we can get rid of more red heart HP to get more soul hearts, possibly. Although we did just screw up our Devil Deal chance by taking, by touching the confessional booth. Still definitely worth it though for the Halo, for the all stats up. So yeah, so this is that video. Try to keep the comments, if you could, channel related or video related only, because I'm going to be replying to every single comment, and then in a future video stream in the very near future, after this video goes live, I'll be reading and reacting to the responses to see if it's actually truly smart or not. And I think we already know the answer to that, but I think it's going to be funny either way. So start leaving those comments on this one. I will respond to literally every single comment. I will not type anything out there. It's all going to be through this automatic YouTube commenter response thing that they've instilled now. Okay, so it's going to be fun. This is meant to do two things. One, make you laugh. Secondly, to show how hilariously good or how hilariously bad the AI is at answering for me. And we'll see what kind of creative answers it can come up with. I think it's a fun idea. And if everyone hates it, then we can say that we did something different. And don't worry, this will not take the spot of a Isaac run for a day. It's going to be a live stream, and then I'll release the VOD. I'm going to do a local recording, and then I'll release the VOD as its own solo video that you can watch at any time. Strangely enough, I feel like we're still going to make boss rush. I don't know why. Jump just at the nick of time. Remember, we don't have to worry about curse of anything anymore, because we have Black Candle. We did get our Angel Deal, and we are going to get Holy Grail, which is going to give us Flight and Seraphim. And yeah, I'm down for that. Don't have enough money to buy anything. I probably wouldn't buy the body anyway because we simply just have too much HP for red hearts anyway. Now, if we ended up having candy heart, then, you know, come talk to me. But we don't. We get the Bible or buy the bomb. Ooh, okay. So we know where the boss is. Man, I might be right with my prediction. I feel like we might actually still make boss rush, despite us taking 11 minutes for the first 2 floors. I did tell you that our killing power was going to drastically improve with us getting Brimstone and also getting Pentagram. And yeah, that's all I need to see of this floor here. We do have a real legitimate shot at getting there. Big sad that it's going to be war. Yep. No. So see if there is somewhere. Oh! Well, thank goodness we have the Swallow Penny. Hopefully I don't have to use it, and I don't. We're going to get Godhead Brimstone. Oh, man. And look at that. We find the item room right away. A Sharp Straw. Dude, this run, all we need is a Tears Rate upgrade and some more damage, and we are about to pop off something fierce. This is definitely one instance where I wish that I didn't have Brimstone, but at the same time, you can't really blame me for taking it at the start there. Not that we needed it, but of course, Brimstone is always going to be a positive. Well, actually, no, I take that back. I rescind that comment. Brimstone is almost always a positive. There are some situations where you would not want Brimstone, and in fact, recently we had a couple of runs where I chose to not take Brimstone based on the pure fact that it was going to ruin our tier effects or that it was just going to like legitimately bring down our damage. This is one case where I think that we would have more DPS without Brimstone than with, especially now that we've added Godhead into the mix. We better go in the store now. We know there's not going to be a greed fight, but ooh. Vengeful Razors is definitely something that I would like. Give me 1 penny. A penny. Penny, please, sir. Penny for your thoughts. Thank you. We'll take card reading here, and then we got to book it. We got less than a minute to find Mom. We have a 97.5% chance. 97.5% chance for a Devil Deal. And we also have a Joker card anyway, so we know we're going to get one. But getting into boss rush, that's the thing. Not planning on finding Super Gluttony up here. Unfortunately, our movement speed is not fully maxed yet, but we got 30 seconds to get to Mom. Full card, I'm just gonna not. We don't have time. Don't mind taking a little bit of damage. It's gonna boost our killing rate and also boost our damage, of course. Thanks to Bloody Lust. We have 8 seconds. Swallowed something. We got boss rush with 1 second left to go. Now, I don't care about the Devil Deal here because I can get back in with the Joker card. I care more about getting in here. There's Milk. Maggie's Bow. Good lord, dude. Added a Mushroom would give us a nice damage upgrade. It slows our movement speed by a significant amount, but that's fine. And we get Goat Head, so we can get back in there anyway. So, yeah. Able to get there by the hair of our chinny chin chin. I'm going to take red portals when they appear, unless if we have enough money to get Sacred Heart. That's really the only thing we're looking for now, or Genesis, I suppose. But both those items cost 30 cents, and we don't have 30 cents. More HP. Oh man, Brimstone Backstabber. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, give me... Actually, no. You know what? I'm not going to use Guppy's Paw here. Love that teleport meta, baby. With Purgatory... Obviously, we're not going to go the other item. I feel like it's this way. I feel like it's this way. I feel like I'm wrong. There's a Tinder Rock, though. So yeah, use this video to use your comments, and I will reply. There, I mean, eventually there has to be a limit to like a cutoff time. I'll say like a couple days from now, from whenever this video goes live. What is this, Wednesday? So probably Friday is when the cutoff will be for comments. I'll be actively coming back to this video and replying to them using only the generated responses from YouTube. And then we'll make a separate video with me rereading them and then kind of reacting to it. I think it would be a lot of fun. We'll see how accurate it is, and I don't think it's going to be accurate at all. Some of the responses in Drew's video, though, were quite classic. It tries so hard to emulate a real person speaking that it gets to the point where it's like it doesn't make any sense. It's like someone trying to use Google Translate to fill out a resume without any proofreading. It's pretty hilariously awful. There's a bone heart. Hadn't seen one you around these parts before. It's either gonna be north or it's gonna be south of here. That's all I can say. I don't want Azazel Stump. I did try out Marvel Rivals. This was Newgar movement speed more. At least we get a little bit of extra tiers. And damage, of course, which is going to be nice for Sharpstraw. I did try out Marvel Rivals, and this, I don't know how much of a hot take this is going to be, because I know that it's the new hotness right now for like the last month or so, but it's okay. It's just Overwatch, but with a Marvel skin. And I know I've only got a couple games under my belt, and that's probably a gross generalization of the game, because it's much more than that. I understand, because if it was just Overwatch with a Marvel skin, people wouldn't be playing it. It wouldn't be nearly as popular, because everyone's already done that whole song and dance before with Overwatch. But that being said, it does take a lot from Overwatch, like down to some of the sound effects, down to the hit markers and everything like that. And it doesn't make me wish I was playing Overwatch. It makes me wish I was playing another game. Because, you know, with Overwatch, I have a storied history with Overwatch. Overwatch was one of the first games that I was allowed to do any content on other than Hearthstone, direct from Blizzard. I was given special permission that I could buy them. I could use their footage. I could create videos. I did the voiceovers for some of the new character releases. With the Lucio one was the big one. I got to be the one who revealed that one, which was awesome. And that was, you know, I had a lot of high hopes for Overwatch back in the day. I played it a lot. I streamed it a lot. I played it with TB. I played it with a bunch of other of my content creator friends, and it was a good time. But inevitably, all those type of games will eventually turn sour and get toxic, and then, you know, not fun to play anymore. And that's kind of what happened with Overwatch. Except they also were making, you know, huge sweeping changes and nerfs and basically just unfun stuff. So with Marvel Rivals, it does have that familiar Overwatch feel where it's like, oh man, all my friends are playing it, And oh, look at all the cool skins. Oh, check out that the amazing graphics, and it's so well designed. But inevitably, I can see myself not enjoying it for very long. I do have a lot of friends who are playing it and who do like it. I mean, again, it's not a bad game at all. It's more of a me thing than anything. But because I ended up disliking Overwatch so much, and then whatever they were trying to do with Overwatch 2, I played a couple games of that, never won a single game, and that Overwatch 2 was the most unfun experience I've had in a video game in a long time. And I think those two instances kind of bled into my current psyche with Marvel Rivals, to the point of like, I'll play it with friends just casually, but I'm not going to take it seriously. And you can there's some other content creators that I watch and I lurk in their streams and stuff too, and it's already like triggering like that rage response, like people getting nasty and getting toxic, and it's just shuffling the same type of problems from one game to another. But that, of course, that's the nature of competitive online gaming anyway. Like, it's always going to get like that. I mean, hell, people get super ragey over TCGs and stuff. So I think competition brings out the worst of people sometimes. And the birth of competition is the death of fun for me. So that's the reason why I don't do daily runs on Isaac. That's another common question I get is, how come you don't do any daily runs? It's because, like, me going up against anything, especially against the clock, it switches on that sort of competitive switch in my brain to where it's like, okay, if I wanted to play for fun, I'd be playing on the different save file, or I'd be playing a different game or whatever. Now it's go time. And then if like the littlest tiny things happen, like if the game screws me, or if I accidentally make a bad play, or whatever, I am very apt to getting upset with either myself or with the game or whatever. And it's not a fun, enjoyable experience. And overall, it's one of those times where, like, yeah, if I do well, it was so stressful, and I was so into it, like I was so focused on being in competitive mode that I didn't have fun. Just got Guppy. Some people may not understand that, and I don't know if it's just because of the amount of the sports that I've played in my years, and I'm just a natural competitor. I mean, I don't know, but that's how I've always been. I've been very competitive when it comes to gaming and other stuff too. I mean, I'm just competitive by nature. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm a Taurus. Who knows? But that being said, I'm glad that a lot of people are enjoying the game. I would not expect to see content on either of the channels for Marvel Rivals, though. I'll just say that right now. Of course, we're gonna do Victory Lap. Second seed, 8-2 Delta Charlie, Bravo Golf 9 Charlie. These portals still do not work, just to let you know. And oh, baby! I told you it was going to cost 30 cents, but oh, mama, we are there. We only have to lose our Bone Heart, and we get Sacred Hizzle. And we also get an HP back anyway, so we technically don't really lose anything. Well, I'm glad that we got Sacred Heart before we picked up Soy Milk. Alrighty. Well, this run just went to 100. So Soy Milk gives you the ability to fire your Brimstone constantly. Your tears rate no longer matters. The damage is there. You just do the damage, and that's it. Obviously, we've been heavily nerfed by us taking Soy Milk, so the Sacred Heart damage that we got is now down the tubes. But we're still doing an incredible amount of damage, because now our damage is constant and not just not just in chunks. And on top of all that, remember, we're guppies, so now we're dealing chunk damage anyway with our flies. And we might as well go alt path, since we've been talking about it a lot on this episode. We don't have enough money to make the stairway happen anyway, so I'm just not going to bother. The placenta here, and we get the pact. Yeah, it's more damage. Get the Leviathan transformation. We still don't have enough money to really make this worthwhile. I'm just going to take this to the item room. We get Spoonbender. Well, technically, we didn't even really need Spoonbender. We can say we can get a second Swallow Penny. Probably should have bombed the other one there. Guppy's eye was apparently, supposedly telling the truth this time, but I have my doubts. People were, by the way, it was like last week, I think, Pete, when I was talking about clutch time and how the algorithm wasn't pushing the videos and people weren't watching in general on that series. People were giving feedback on that as well. People were saying, like, I saw the videos appear. I watched about maybe a minute of it and it just wasn't appealing to me. And I totally get that. And that kind of feedback is great because I can pass that along to the developer as well. And the simplistic nature of the game and it's not flashy. It's certainly not a AAA title by any means, which is that's not a knock on it. It's just, it's definitely simplistic in its graphics. I think it's a game that once you play it, let's put it this way, once more people discover clutch time and more people start playing it to understand what the cards do and to do that sort of thing, I think that more people will come around to watching videos on it. But I definitely get what people are talking about. It's not colorful. There's not a lot of movement, not a lot of action. It's a strategy game. Is what it is. And I think that once the demo comes out, I think Bigosaur is releasing it sometime in February. Once the demo comes out, we'll see how it does on YouTube. But I still think something's going on with the algorithm because it was definitely getting suppressed by something. Oh, there. Okay. That's a first. Don't ever do that again. I've never seen Wormwood spawn underneath Isaac like that. That almost killed us. And that right there is the reason why your boy doesn't go alt path. No matter how powerful your build is, you can instantly get yeeted as the Lost. That gave me a heart palpitation there. I've never seen Wormwood spawn underneath the player like that before. That's really cheap, game. That is really, really cheap. Get Mega. Mega's not honestly going to do anything for us. I am going to take the quarter though, because that gives us more buying power for the stairway shop. I'm still pretty offended that Wormwood did that. That was close. And honestly, that just reaffirms my reasoning for not doing alt path. Doesn't matter how powerful your build is. Doesn't matter what transformations you have, anything like that. You can still be one shot because you're the Lost on alt path, and that is more than enough. That is more than enough reason for me to not do it. Oh there, hey there, oh there. I'm not going to skip straight to the boss because we have an opportunity to get something in here, but unfortunately that opportunity is not an item that we need. Really? I can't believe the secret room's not there. I used to get in trouble a lot for not like in trouble, but I used to get spoken to by by Mama Victa and Papa Victa a lot whenever I was in sports. This is when I was a kid. They used to sit me down and talk to me about, you know, sportsmanship and everything like that, which of course I totally get. Like, I understand being a good sport, being a bad sport, that sort of thing. But I used to get in trouble because whenever I was playing a game, my main game, believe it or not, was soccer or football. And I'm not talking about American football. I'm talking about the one you kick. And I used to get in trouble as a kid for not smiling, but acting unfriendly at times, just because I'm so tuned into wanting to win that I wouldn't, you know, I would be hyper focused on winning, hyper focused. I want to make sure that I'm doing my job, doing everything I can to help the team out and not screwing up. I don't want to be responsible for losing and that sort of thing. And in soccer, it is a team-oriented sport, obviously, but it's also, I would say, almost as much as baseball, it's a very individual sport as well. You can very easily win or lose a game for your team if you're not paying attention. And I think that is one of the traits that I carried over from a kid to an adult, is just that because I'm so focused on winning that, you know, sometimes the ability to have fun is overshadowed by my wanting to play as well as I can. Not perfect, but as near as perfect as I can. And the people who don't know me personally, you know, it's very easy to take snapshots of me getting frustrated in Isaac or whatever and being like, oh, this guy just complains all the time. It's very easy to come to that conclusion if you don't know me. Having fun and winning it used to be anyway. It used to be two separate things for me. I have fun when I'm winning. I don't have fun when I'm not. And with gaming and being a content creator, it's not necessarily like that. You know, because you have to be entertaining. But I mean, back in the day, I didn't care about entertaining. I cared about winning. I don't have to entertain anybody. So learning how to parse those two from one another and let them be in line with each other was a surprisingly difficult thing to do. Ace of diamonds. Yeah, I mean, we can hold on to it, I guess. We're going up against Great Gideon, so. Now, another thing I don't like about Alt Path, going back to this really quickly, is due to the fact that I'm forced to spend HP to continue down Alt Path. I think that is very silly. Even when you're unlocking, I think that's dumb. That's a leftover mechanic from Anti-Birth, one of the ones that I really truly hated. Why should I get punished for wanting to just simply keeping on going down the path that I myself selected? You know, it's clear that the game doesn't want me to do this. And no, you can't use any kind of invincibility to go through there. To me, that's not challenging. That's just the game robbing you of 2 HP, just being a you know what. And that is another big criticism of mine for Alt Path. You know, but that's not the determinant factor in me not liking it. That's another kind of like nail in the coffin for me. I'll take Dead Cat here. We only lose 2 HP and we gain 9 lives just in case something bad happens. Take a Soul Heart. I mean, Fanny Pack is not terrible in the early game, but we're way past the early game. Basically, what I'm looking for right now are looking for good opportunities for us to use Abyss and also the Ace of Diamonds. I can't believe how bad our movement speed is. I mean, I can, because we've taken 2 of the biggest speed downs in the game, but you know what I mean. You know, anyone who watched the old Hearthstone videos, you know, you start at the very beginning of the series, and it's, you know, I'm very excited to be playing, and then I find something that is really fun, like I latch onto like a good build or whatever, or a good hero that I like, and it gets more and more competitive and then more competitive, and eventually the ability to have fun is overshadowed by the desire to want to win. That's how my personality, that's how my brain works. That's how my personality works. And you can tell in the videos as they go more and more, as the series ages over time. And I think that's natural with anything. Now, Isaac is different because there is no competitive nature until, the multiplayer stuff. I'm not gonna skip this, and we are gonna get another nice damage upgrade here with Stigmata, and we might as well take Angelic Prism too. We can do some wacky stuff with Brimstone and Soy Milk. Like if Isaac had its own PvP league or whatever, I would not join it. I wouldn't go in there with a 10-foot clown pole. I would do it probably as casual as possible. But if for some odd reason there ended up being some kind of really off-the-wall meta league with like ELO and all that stuff, I would not do it, because that would easily turn Isaac into a competitive game for me, and that is not good for anybody. I only gotta get some movement speed here. I would love to be a commentator though. I would definitely. If there were Isaac PvP leagues, now that's something that I would do a lot. I'd be doing play-by-play and stuff like that. That's kind of along the lines of the Mosh Pit League as well for the racing stuff. Wanting to do like calling games and doing color commentary and casting. That's one of the things that got me started in YouTube. Was casting, was doing tournaments and doing StarCraft and all that stuff, like aspiring to be like Day9, like doing stuff that Husky did. I wanted to do all of that, and I think I was pretty competent at it. I definitely wasn't the best caster, but I could definitely generate hype levels and stuff. That's why I did my own tournaments and stuff as well. Like, we had our biggest StarCraft tournament, the SS Radio Open. We had, I think, 4 commentators total, 3 or 4. Ones besides me, and it was a cross promotional thing. Like it was me and a big group of casters, and we were all streaming simultaneously. There was the main stream, there was the other matches, like the undercard matches and that sort of stuff. And it was that kind of stuff really was fun. I still remember that day being really excited that I have my own StarCraft tournament that I'm casting with a bunch of other people who I like, and knowing that during my games there's still other channels that people could tune into to watch more of my tournament. Like that was a lot of fun. And I remember being so exhausted at the end of that day too. I was like, man, I'm never doing that again. Now, not on my own, at least, not that time. So that would be a fun thing to do for Isaac for sure. But actually being a competitor, no. I know my limits. Take the Polaroid here just to have a matching Polaroid. This is going to give us more damage, and then I am going to use Sack Altar here. Sorry, Sea Dizzle. Oh, we didn't lose Sea Dizzle. We get Athame. We get Athame as well as Succubus. Oh my goodness gracious. We get a large red locust. Chocolate milk, I don't know what chocolate milk does with soy milk. I'm willing to try it, although I do want to kind of see what the large red locust does. But I also am more. Okay, so it didn't modify our stats at all. It's just a straight up damage up for this. Even though it doesn't look like a damage up, it's definitely a damage up. I think. Oh, by the way, I also did try. Why are we shooting down there, Isaac? I'm not even aiming down there. I did try making a simple program using Python for the Would You Rather program, and I didn't get anywhere. I'm not a programmer, but it did give me a couple really cool ideas for the whole Isaac Would You Rather game. I think that'd be a fun app. And then we'll figure out some way to record like a global response, like how many players pick this over that, and like see like a certain percentage of people, not like an exact count or anything like that. We don't really need that much more money. I mean, we've only got 2 more floors left of getting a angel deal, so I'm not gonna obsess about getting the cardio coins. Breath of Life and Celtic Cross. I do like how External Information Mod shows you what the locusts do. That's pretty neat. The regular base locust from here. Mapping would have been nice. Also, am I losing my mind, or did we see a portal? Or was it a blue portal? What happened to card reading is what I'm trying to figure out here. Or am I just imagining it and I took it and don't remember because I was too busy monologuing? That's the more likely example. Dude, this is the 4th time that we've seen Mom's underwear. I'm going to take it just so it stops showing up. And we could get Sack Dagger, but there's no need to. I mean, we're already Guppy. We don't need an orbital. Oh, there definitely was a portal. Soy Milk, Sacred Heart, Brimstone. The legendary combo. One that we haven't seen in a little while now, but it's always for a good time, especially when it's combined with Guppy. You get all the flies, and then on top of that, we've got the new Abyss as well, which is just rocking and rolling. It would be cool if the Locust like scattered or something whenever you used Abyss, and there's no item pedestals, or if you just kept triggering them, they would all kind of like explode or do something, like do like a cool attack or something. A neat little secondary effect of Abyss. That'd be neat. Something to do. It would, in a little way, it would emulate Void in a sense, because Void, most likely you probably absorbed a lot of active items with Void, so it would kind of mirror Void's functionality in that regard. But we get the dub here. Thank you for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoy. I guess we could have done Delirium. I didn't even think about that. I'm so used to not seeing a Delirium portal in Mother. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you click the like button and make sure you leave a comment down below. Remember, I'm going to be automatically replying to every single comment on this video up until probably Friday-ish or so. So get those comments in. Don't spam stuff as well, please. Just leave 1 comment per person. And try to keep it either channel or video related, because I want to see if there's specific context clues that the algorithm uses from the video itself. I want to see if it uses any part of the commentary in generating these replies. So it should be a lot of fun. We'll do that video probably on Sunday or something like that. And thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. And as always, I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some patrons of mine like Mr. Melon Man, Sampudu, and Myth Withy. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.